I rewatched the first 30 seasons of Survivor and I have a lot of thoughts about season 50. If you're new here, hi, my name is Faith and I am a Survivor faithful. I did take a little bit of a break, I got married, life got busy, and I did want to take a little bit of time before the big season 50 premiered. During that time though, I was doing homework. I went back and watched old school Survivor and it reminded me why I fell in love with the show in the first place. So let's talk about season 50. The biggest thing that stuck out to me while I was rewatching the old seasons was Survivor Second Chance. If you don't remember, Survivor Cambodia was titled Second Chance because the fans got to vote on who they wanted to return for that season. Most of the players were runner-ups or just fan favorites that didn't win the first time that fans wanted to have a second chance. That reminded me that back then, Survivor had no problem having the fans vote on returning players. So what changed now? Survivor season is labeled as in the hands of the fans, but we didn't get any say on who got to return for this season. And the things that we did get to vote on were pretty small in my opinion. I personally do not really care what the color of the buffs are. But what I do care about, bringing back 39 days, going back to just regular old idols, auctions, family visits, and just old school gameplay. Not to mention, obviously, the players. Aside from the things that I just mentioned, I also used to be a huge fan of the challenges. As a kid watching Survivor, the challenges were my favorite part, and now they just feel like copy and paste. Honestly, sometimes when the challenges come on in these newer seasons, I just get on my phone because I know it's going to be an obstacle course leading into a puzzle. We used to get 2 challenges per episode, and they were brutal challenges. Now, I've heard that Survivor has become very limited on some of those things, like the insurance might not allow the 39 days anymore, they might not allow the tough challenges, because as we've seen in older seasons, there were a lot of medevacs. So I do think a lot of that probably isn't able to be the same as it was, but I think we gotta meet in the middle somewhere. Another thing that stood out to me during my rewatch, a lack of season 20 representation for season 50. We're talking about some of the most iconic players ever. Jeremy, Malcolm, Kelly Wentworth, Cass, Sierra, Cochran, Spencer. I could literally keep going on. And yet season 50 heavily features the new era players. It's like we just completely skipped over the season 20s in general. I personally would have loved a more balanced cast that represents the history of Survivor. Now let's talk about the preseason rollout. As someone who works in marketing, I appreciate the hustle that Survivor has put into to advertise this season. They're pushing content, interviews, promo, merch. They're really trying to build the hype, but some of the visuals and press release is just not good quality. The photos look like they were taken back in 2010, and the interviews that I've been watching are like players sitting in a plastic chair in the shadows of the trees. Now, I know you don't have a lot to work with when you're out there on the beach, but I just feel like there could have been a little bit more effort put into it. It just feels a little all over the place in terms of brand consistency. That said, the idol hunt, genius. It was interactive, it got the fans involved, it created buzz. That was a very good play on their end. And I had to ask, did any of you all go out in your states to look for the idol? And if you did, was it worth it? At the end of the day, I will always love Survivor and I will always watch Survivor. Even though I may disagree with some of the production decisions, it will always be my favorite show ever. And I'm excited to see what season 50 brings. I'm personally rooting for Suri to take it all, but let me know in the comments, who do you want to win Survivor season 50? And overall, do you agree with my takes? Do you disagree? Do you think Survivor season 50 should have been a full-on fan vote? You missed 39 days and old Survivor gameplay. I want to know all of your thoughts. And if you're as excited for Survivor season 50 as I am, make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you at the premiere.